I'm back here in Catherby, meeting up with my friend Shifty Maiks, and we are going to chat about his shifting account. He reached out to me a while back and told me that he had also started a very similar account. He's doing 3 hours instead of one, and he has some other rules that we'll get into. I'm really excited to hear how his account is going, the differences that has happened for him versus my account, where we overlap, where we diverge. I think it's going to be a really great episode conversation. Thank you guys so much. He's not making a series, so you can't go and subscribe to him. But if you would like to leave him a comment, give him some love. I think he would really appreciate that. I know I would, using him to get my own comments, but that's how it goes sometimes. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, there you are. Hey, found
Hello.
you. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you taking the time. Come, let me come crash you. Come talk, see how your stuff is going. You are doing a similar account to mine, correct?
Yes, almost the same rules. I changed about two things that is pretty big, but almost the same. I started like when I watched your video, so almost the same rules. So the audience will recognize the rules quite
Yeah.
easy.
What were the two rules that you ended up changing?
So I have like 3 hours time lock. So I'm gonna uh, the reason that I did 3 hours is because I started playing this account for asking when my main account is maxing.
Sure.
So I was like, I would like to be like something. Um, 3 hours is a pretty big time, but not so much. So much. So I have time to ask a lot and then roll a chunk because every time you roll a chunk, we do a lot rolling. We have to plan and strategize what we will do in the next roll. So I would like to minimize that and maximize the time asking.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that was my first thought about it. And my main um change from your series is that I am able to walk in the chunks that I previously unlocked, but just
Okay.
walk. And I did that first because I don't like Ultimate Iron Man a lot. So I am a hoarder, so I really like to gather everything that I can.
Yeah.
And I did like I don't know 5 to 7 days without a bank,
Yeah.
only juggling my inventory just like you, and it was getting pretty annoying for me.
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, oh my god, I really want a bank. I really want to keep everything that I am gathering, and I
Mm.
was getting annoyed. So I changed the rules to allow me to walk. I didn't have a bank when I changed the rules, but when I unlock the bank, I will be able to use it like forever. And that was
Oh,
my
I see.
first change.
Yeah.
So I have Caterpie now. I got pretty lucky rolling Caterpie.
Yeah.
It was a free chunk for me at the time. So right now I have like a bank forever. So even
Nice.
when I, I need a bank, I will come back here. I am at Waters Guild, and I got this. I don't know if you can see, but I have this, like this lever in the White Wolf Mountain. I can't go to the Waters Guild properly. I have only this lever.
Where did you start in Lumbridge? Right, that was your first chunk.
Yes, that was my first chunk. I started in Lumbridge just because at the time I was like, okay, I watched your series and I was like, he started in Lumbridge and he like go to Wilderness. He was close to. I guess at the time I started, you were on Grand Exchange. You just unlocked the Grand Exchange, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let me see where we will end up. Like, I was curious to know if I will end up in Varrock as well, or I will go to a completely different side of the map.
Yeah.
And I started in Lumbridge just like you. I got like Growth Farm is the one north of Lumbridge, and then I started like 50 or 60 rows and rolling in Trainer Village, like a lot of time I stood there, yeah, around Trainer Village. I was like, I don't know, maybe mm, uh, 100 to 200 hours in
Oh, really?
on
Wow.
there. Yeah. And I was
That's
like, okay,
You're just going back and forth, huh?
back and forth, North Draenor and Draenor Village, and sometimes Wizard's Towers, sometimes Draenor Manor, and I got like a lot of time there. And then I started to roll Falador Farm. That was my first chunk that was really nice one.
Yeah.
Of course, Draenor Village was a nice chunk as well. I got the forestry kit. It was so nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I still need one on my Shifty account. It I'm almost 75 woodcutting now, I think, and I don't have a pack. And so I know I'm going to end up going, 20 mil XP to finish everything.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think you are you are on wilderness. Actually, don't spoil me. I
Yeah,
don't. I
sure.
don't.
So from
But
Falador Farm, where'd you go next?
yeah, so I went to Father Farm and then I got to Port Sarin, and it was a really interesting chunk. It has a deposit box, so I trained the wood cutting pretty efficiently. No, so I don't know how to say that word. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
Efficiently.
yeah, and I went like back and forth in Falador Farm in Port Sarin, and then I rode the mining guild. It was a pretty nice chunk as well. I got a runny pickaxe. So nice to
Yeah.
roll that chunk.
It's so weird how different. I mean, we're pretty similar. We're still pretty close in area, but just you going that way, how much different your access to stuff was?
Yeah, like you have a staff for
Yeah.
magic, and I don't have one. I really want a staff. Oh my god, it's so hard to train magic.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. I got really lucky getting that.
Yeah, you know, I was okay. I really want to get out of this uh, couple of chunks around Rainer Village, and
Yeah.
then I rode Port Sarin, and it got me to Karanja, and that was when started to all like go crazy because with my rules, when I got to Port Sarin, I was able to roll Zeya
Uh-huh.
and Pest Control and Tirana and Karanja, and I rolled Karanja for my first one, and I unlocked it because it was like a almost free chunk. And I rolled Port Sarin again. I got to Draenor Village again. I rolled a lot of Draenor Village over and over and over, and then I go
Yeah.
back to Port Sarin. I go to Karanja, and then I rolled Port Khazard because I was in Karanja, so I was able to roll the main new land.
Yeah.
And then I go to Port Khazard. I did some fishing trawler. I watched Joshi's into gaming because I heard I heard that he was stuck there and discovered some bug. I was like, okay, let me see if I can utilize, but it got patched, so I
Mm.
was not able to. And I
Yeah.
don't have like 100 friends to help me.
Yeah, that it does help having so many people who want to help.
Yeah, it helps a lot. But it was so fun to watch because I heard in the chat in the clan chat that Josh was there, and I watch it before I do my chunk just to understand what is the bug. But it was it was fun to watch the video. I laughed so hard. Yeah. And then let me see, let me remember my steps here because it was like a lot of rows. And then I rolled Haven, but it was like a death chunk because I have to get spirit to plant a spirit tree and a dragon fruit tree because I have the seeds.
Yeah.
And after Haven, I rolled Caterpie, and that was like my luckiest roll because I now unlocked the bank. Uh, in the meantime, I unlocked some chunks. I unlocked the North Draenor, the Draenor Manor, the Lumbridge Mill, and then when I unlocked Caterpie, it got like a lot of so much easier
Yeah.
to play this account. Just because of my rule, like my vanilla rule, to allow me to walk between my previous unlocked chunks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fun rule. It definitely changes it a lot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it gets much easier than your rule set because I have a bank now, so I don't have to juggle my inventory forever, and I have like, I don't know, a lot of methods in my other chunks that I can use if I need to. So if I have to train fishing, I have a lobster spot in Musa Point. If I have to train cooking, I have like cows and chickens. I don't know. I know if it's not like a great cooking method, but it's something.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but it gets pretty hard because I unlocked my the Port Sarin Church. I unlocked Turgle. So every time I try I can train smithing, I have to get 99 smithing. So
Oh, yeah.
it will be it will be hard. And the same as the Ranging Guild. I am so afraid of rolling Ranging Guild. Oh my god.
Are you doing capes? Is that
Yeah, I am a extreme rule set. I
yeah.
I don't think I changed this. The only thing I changed is the drops from mobs. I put on 116 for me to use a drop to train a skill. So
Okay.
uh, anything over that, it's not I will not consider to train a skill using,
Yeah.
but anything below I will. But every other extreme rule I will apply. So skill capes, shooting stars, wandering implings. I have like every time I can train hunter, I already have a impling a Puropuri spawn, so
Mm.
I will have to get a lucky impling.
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
the that's a long grind.
That's a long round. That's the fun part of this rule set. It's
Mm.
long round, but it's breaked between the chunks. So I w- I don't know if I roll somewhere that I can train hunter. I am like I will be 3 hours in Puro and then I
Mm.
roll another chunk and I don't know what else I will do. But it's so
Yeah.
nice to break the pace, you know.
Yeah, yeah. What how has the 3 hour time limit been for you? Have you enjoyed that? Is that feeling long, short?
I mean, at the beginning it was pretty hard because I don't know if if you open the map in Draenor Village, you can roll Port Sarin, but you have like 3 trees over there, only
Yeah.
one oak and 2 normal trees. And I rolled this chunk like 9 times, so I spent 30 hours cutting a oak tree. And the worst part is every time an event spawn from forestry, I was not able to complete it because they spawn on the other side.
Oh
So
no.
it was so annoying. It was so annoying. It's stuck there for like 3 hours. Drainer Manor as well. I
Mm.
got like a lot of time cutting dead trees over there.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention a rule for you. Um, because my rule set is quite easier, I put a restriction that I have to work towards my my active chunk tasks.
Oh, okay.
So if I roll a chunk and I don't know, it was like a really terrible task, I will have to work towards it. I don't know. I
Yeah, yeah,
can't like, okay, it's so hard. I will go back to Caterpie and train wood cutting for three
yeah,
hours. I can't do that.
yeah. That makes sense. That's a good, I think, a good rule. Mine is I don't do that. I would have a hard time.
Yeah, probably
Like,
because uh, just for an example, I if I roll anything that has a belladonna seed, I will have to plant it on Lumbridge, on Drainer Miner, and
yeah,
I will have to get like 6 tree farming and plant a belladonna. And like for you, if you can't walk between the chunks, you will be stuck like a lot of times.
yeah, exactly. Well, what's been your favorite chunk so far?
It has to be the East Caterpie because it unlocked for me ranged, and it's my favorite skill. And it's so chill to train fishing over there, having the bank, having the cooking range, like it's super chill. And it competes to me as the Caterpie because of the bank, of course. It's perfect because this Caterpie has like a shop for ranged, and I can buy arrows. It has a cooking range for cooking my fish. It has like
Yeah,
a lot of spots for fishing, and it has a fruit tree patch that I was able to use like a lot of times, and I got pretty lucky. None of them died, so I had like a lot of farming XP from there.
nice. Yeah, that's something I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do. I've had some raking patches, but that's it. I've been I don't think I've planted any seeds yet.
Yeah, yes, in the beginning it was so hard. When I always walk when I unlocked my master farmer from Drainer.
Mm.
I I gathered some potato seeds and cabbage seeds, I guess, and I never took out of from my inventory
Oh,
just because. Oh, yeah, an event. That- Just because I was afraid of going to follow their farm and never had this the opportunity to train farming because farming will be so hard for us to train. Like, oh my god, probably together with Slayers, gonna be so hard.
what's been your least favorite chunk? I assume the sliver one, huh? Next to drainer.
Isaiah. I mean, I don't know because the sliver one is the same as the port sarin one. Is this the
Mm.
problem that when I go to from Drainer Village to it, I got stuck a lot. But I mean, the least favorite one, maybe it's Drainer Manor, just because train with the cutting in dead trees is so annoying,
Mm.
so annoying. And I got so many times over there, like 3 or 4 times. But I mean, I like the pace. I don't have like I don't just like any chunks because it's fun for me to change a lot of the tasks that I'm doing.
Yeah.
A lot of another series that I watched a lot is Tedious. I don't know if you know it. Generate task.
Yeah, generate task. That's a great one.
I really loved this series, and I was thinking about starting a new one, but it was like, oh my god, when I got stuck with Dragon High or something like that in the wilderness, I will like hate myself for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, because that happens in the medium tier. I don't remember.
Yeah,
It's been a
was
long time since I watched this
so
series.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't know exactly the tier that is that he got this task, but it was so long to finish, and I was, oh my god, I hate wilderness. I really hate the wilderness. Sorry for that.
Yeah, I also hate the wilderness. The it, my least favorite area by far. Normally, the time when I'm playing, I don't know how it is for you, but when I play, the hour feels like it goes by really quick. but in the wilderness, it feels like it takes forever. I'm just like sitting there waiting, 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 like, okay, hurry up. But yeah, it is. It's just so. It's so hard to feel like you're making progress in the wilderness because at any point someone could come and take it all away from you.
Yeah. Did you die in wilderness yet? I don't know if it's a spoil, but I don't remember. I saw like a lot of your videos, but I don't remember seeing you dying in wilderness.
Yeah. So where I'm at in my series as we're recording this, I have died to NPC, so I've been able to get all my stuff back.
Okay. I
Yeah.
remember the Black Knight, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, the Dark Fortress. That was
Dark
stressful.
Fortress, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was watching and was like, oh my god, if it happens to me, I would get my main account over there just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend plays the game as well. She's
Oh,
an
nice.
Iron Man, and she 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 really likes Limperwood. Of
Yeah.
course, the father of the of the at least the father of the popularity of the man mode. And
Yeah.
then she always tells me that she really hates when he uses a main account to help him. And I was like, oh my god, he's struggling so hard with everything that he does. He he deserves a little something using his
Yeah,
main
yeah.
account.
Yeah. My view on mains helping is as long as it isn't helping you do something you couldn't do without them, I have no issue with it. So like if it's saving you time, I think it's great.
But yeah, uh, I mean, Limproot was like my first my first chunk series that I watched as well. So I got like really inspired by that. I actually made a chunk account before this one,
Oh yeah.
but I got stuck with Death Chunk that I was not feeling really. I don't know. I could backlog the Death Chunk, but I was like, oh my god, if I backlog this, I will backlog everything, and then I don't know if I would like
Yeah.
to play this account because it was a death chunk. I had to get like 85 farming from Haking. And I was like, oh
Oh,
my god.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
What was your start
Uh,
on that one? Where did you start at?
I started north of Ardogne in a chunk.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, yeah, north of Ardogne was a chunk. It has like a Chaos Druid tower dungeon.
Was it
And
85? Is that a Torstal? Is that what got you?
Torsto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brutal.
from the farming patch. It was. I mean, I could do it, but I was like, oh my god, I can't. I can't have like my my worst nightmare is like having this mid grinds where you have to do something and then stop doing until something happens
Yeah.
and then you start doing again. It was so annoying. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do it. And then I saw your videos. I was like, oh my god, this idea is perfect. It's perfect for me.
Have
So
you
much
been
fun.
enjoying
And
it?
yeah, I'm having a blast. Like I really I was on vacation. I was like, oh my god, I really want to play my account again.
So what's your best skill now? What's your highest level?
um, can you take a guess?
Woodcutting.
Oh, yes, woodcutting.
See, I can look
I
you up
have
here.
I have like so many woods to chop.
Ooh, 83? That's really good, man.
83 wood.
Oh, 73.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous of your fletching.
my flashing. I spent like most of my time woodcutting and fletching as well, and uh, I was I decided to not make arrow shafts a lot, so I went to make longbows and dropping a lot of
Hmm.
the time.
Yeah.
And it is like I understand why you went to the arrow shafts. It's
Yeah.
better just because of the inventory management, and it will be better in the future. But I was like, I can't take trainer anymore, so I was trying to get to 72 as fast as possible just to unlock a chunk
Yeah, yeah.
that has you on the on the on the chunk tasks. And when
Yeah,
I got it, I was so happy.
I bet it must make getting through chunks so much faster because that's such a big block for me is the fletching. Fletching, superheat or not superheat, high alk and
Okay.
pickpocket a guard. Those are the three that keep me blocked out of so many chunks because it's one of those in almost every chunk. It seems like.
Yeah, mostly high alchemy for me as well. I am
Mm,
trying to get to 55 magic, but I am it's hard to. I am making a lot of money right now, but when I got a chunk that I was able to buy runes, I was so poor, so I couldn't buy a lot.
yeah,
And
I understand that.
a lot of problems you have, bro, and I a lot of problems I have. You had as well,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then and I really want 43 prayer right now a lot
yeah.
because 90% of my chunks need a curved bone right now,
Okay.
and
Yep.
it's so hard for me to flinch. I really hate flinching.
Oh, hey, we got
Oh,
another one.
leprechaun. It's so hard for me to flinch. I really don't like this mechanic. I prefer to prayer flick, like one tick prayer flick, than
Yeah,
flinching.
yeah, yeah. Flinching is like it just gets kind of exhausting because you have a long gap between what you're doing. Like you're sitting there, you can't really look away, but you can't do anything most of the time.
Yeah, you have to like stay looking at your screen, doing nothing, and then you click and then go back.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of some of the worst, the worst grinds. It reminds me, it's very similar to cutting normal trees. It feels in the same vein.
Yeah, it's the like the in between AFK and try harding. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, is it okay if I talk about where you're from? I don't have to put this in if you are not comfortable.
No, no problem. I am
Yeah.
from Brazil, so
Yeah.
by the way,
So I was wondering, what is RuneScape pretty popular there? Have you like did you grow up? Were your friends playing it? How did you get into RuneScape?
yeah, that's a nice story. I RuneScape is not popular here, like at all. We had a game in the 2007 era that is called Tibia, and everyone played that game. And I didn't like the game back then, and a friend of mine just showed me in my house and says like, "Hey, dude, I found a game that you can cut trees and mine some rocks." And I was like, "What? Why? Why I would play a game like that?"
Yeah.
Because it's a huge game and like it's a new life. And I was like I don't know, maybe 12 years old and 11 years old. I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay, let me try. He was my best friend at the time, so it was nice to play something with him. And I start playing this game free to play, of course. It was like a little expensive to pay member at the time,
Mm, yeah.
and just because it doesn't paying dollars is here in Brazil is like a little expensive.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me play some free to play, and I was like loving the game, and I got 99 woody cutting just from Draenor Village Willows. I was like so addicted to the game, and I was like, oh my god, I really want that woody cutting cape. So I begged for my mother to buy 130 days of membership for me, and it was like my favorite moment from my life. It was
Yeah.
like getting getting my first member, because I played this game so much without a member, like so much without a member.
Yeah.
And when my mother pays for my membership, and I got like my woodcutting cape, and I remember from this day that I got a Tyra's helm from a port, and it was like my favorite helm. Like I
Yeah.
use it for everything. I didn't care about if it was like a good helm or a bad helm. I just used for everything that I did, because I love it. And it was so nice to play. But my friend stopped playing the game. He got bored from it, and eventually I stopped played as well, because no one plays. I mean, no one that I knew played this game. It's not
Yep.
actual dead. I know that a lot of Brazilian people play the game, but none from my neighborhood. So I didn't know anyone that plays the game back
Yeah.
then. And then I stopped playing this game like 2008, 2009. I played not so much back then. And after college, a friend of mine, I was talking about like old games, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, they started a old school server from RuneScape, and it was something like 2018." And I was like, "Oh, nice. Maybe I will hop around and see what's going on." And then I got addicted again. And I started playing like a lot in my college, and I play like a main, and then I saw MMORPG playing an Iron Man, and then I started playing an Iron Man, and and I saw Limproot playing a Chunkman, started playing a Chunkman. But yeah, uh, in summary, in here in Brazil we don't play like a lot of these MMORPG games. It's not common here, but I really love it, the game, so I keep playing. I don't know if have you played, have you how did you start playing this game? Just for
So
curiosity.
yeah, yeah. I was a kid. I found it on Mini Clips. I don't know if you know that site. I think a lot of
Miniclip. Yeah, I don't know.
it's like a
Miniclip.
bunch of small little flash games on the web browser. So you like don't download it, you just play it in the thing, and
Oh yeah.
it would have like you'd ride a motorcycle up a ramp or whatever, and you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
like
no, I know. I know the
uh
this
but
kind of
like
time also.
s- super basic, like nothing insane. And then RuneScape popped up on the front page one day, and I checked it out, and it was so much more than anything else on Miniclip, and I was just like instantly hooked. I
Yeah.
it took me probably a week to realize you don't have to click every time to attack. So I'd just be sitting there clicking a goblin, trying to time
Yes.
my attacks the whole time. Um, but yeah, I played for a while. I played up until the evolution of combat, and it was around. I can't remember if it was right before or right after that uh, that I quit because of. I remember they took out trading. They made that all weird. The combat system changed, and it just like felt like a different game. And then I quit for a while, and I came back and I played RS3 for like 30 minutes randomly one time, and I was like, this makes no sense at all. And then
Yeah.
I saw they had old school, and then I downloaded that, and I got hooked again in a similar way. And I played for a while. I mostly did flipping on the GE at that time because my internet is so terrible. I have a hard time doing like any high end PvP or PvE stuff. So I was just like doing GE stuff, and I went from nothing up to like 700 mil, and then I just got kind of bored with how much time it was taking. And then COVID hit, and I started a group Ironman with some guys, and that was a lot of fun. That's actually this account. It's de-ironed now, but and then I
Nice.
started watching Settled, and then Limpwort and Alex Bailey stuff, like just all the series, and got really into the Chunkman. And then I decided to. I didn't want to do a traditional one because I didn't like. I didn't think I could have fun, as much fun playing it that way. Like I really like the series, but I didn't think that doing a chunk man where I was stuck in one place for so long that I would be able to make anything fun out of it. And that's kind of where I started coming up with the idea to move around and have an hour timer and stuff like that.
Yeah. How much ping do you have over
Let's see. Right
Overwatch?
now, I'm playing. I have 267 on this world, which is actually pretty good. But typically,
Oh
it's
my
closer
god.
to 300.
Yeah, because I thought that I had like a bad ping because I'm having like 140 right now, but
140.
it it got pretty hard to play the. Did you do some PVM like Inferno or something
Yeah, yeah.
on the other
Anything
account?
that takes like real precise timing is really tough. Like I tried doing TOA, the Insanity. I can't think of his name. The big gladiator guy. And there's no way. There's no. You don't have enough time to
Aka.
click on the. Yeah, Aka. Hey, Fox. You needed this, right?
Fox Whistle. Yes, that's the one. Please.
All right. Let's see if we can get it for you.
Just to close in this Brazil kind of topic,
Sure.
I really I really wanted like a bigger community, I guess, because in the beginning it was so hard for me to socialize because I didn't know English, and
Yeah.
even that my English is not that good, but I'm trying.
You're doing great. Your English is much better than my Portuguese, and you're doing a fantastic job.
No, thanks. But yeah, I mean, um, having like a chunk account that has not locked, not being locked to do the same thing over and over for 1 year, just like I don't know if you saw, but Verf did roll the chunk for our 98 meeting, and I was like, oh my god, he's going to be stuck in Lova King for about 1 year and a half. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. It's going to be so not fun for me. But this
Yeah.
series makes it so, I don't know, cozy to play the game and do some crazy grinds at the same time.
Yeah. I know when I play on my main, I rarely ever do anything for longer than an hour. So like it works out really well with my ADHD to be able to go and just hop to a new chunk and like re-spark my interest.
I think I get distracted as well, but I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. It's difficult. Sometimes it's difficult to say the goal of the conversation, right? So you have to
Yeah.
cut to this. Ah, I mean, it's hard, but
So what's the end game goal for your account? Do you have something you're wanting to achieve, accomplish?
mm, that's a tough question for me. I I don't know if I have like a clear end game goal. Um, my first goal is to not lose my hardcore.
Yeah.
I
That,
I'm really trying to make this account like a shift account, but as well on a hardcore account. So I'm trying everything that I will try everything that I can to not lose my hardcore. So if I go to a chunk that has like some pretty hard stuff to do, I will take so much precaution to
yeah.
not die. And in the meantime, that I don't lose my hardcore, I will not go to the wilderness. That's another rule that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's my first goal. And my second goal I don't know. Maybe it's like a pretty long, infinite goal for unlocking a lot of chunks. Like I
Hmm.
really like the feeling of completing a chunk and unlocking it. So I'm probably gonna. I, I'm I'm just gonna stop when I unlocked all the map, and it's gonna take forever. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Hey, another one.
Hey.
We're
And when
getting
I
so
got
many.
to like, when I got to like close to complete, something like sailing will release, and then 1 billion chunks will be added to the game. So
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Well, man, I really appreciate you taking the time. I've been really curious ever since you reached out initially, of like, oh, what your progress has been, where you're going, how our accounts are similar and how different they are, and it feels like they're pretty different, even though there's a lot of overlap within the rules. Just with you going to Karamja and then getting to the member side of it, because I'm still only in free to play.
yeah, yeah,
I
you are
haven't
only
gotten.
free to play. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on members worlds, but I'm only playing in free to play areas, you know?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
got so no, no,
go
no
ahead.
problem. I really love to talk to you.
You're not doing a series, right? Have you changed your mind on that yet? Considered that at
Nah,
all?
I consider doing a series in Portuguese just to try to see if like it has people to that plays this game
Yeah.
here in Brazil. But probably I'm not gonna do it. I'm not very good with video editing, and
Mm,
I don't know if I'm good with talking like in a in a way that you can create a story. I really
yeah.
love Settled as well, and he
Mm,
makes like a masterful. I don't know, like a great storytelling. That's the word that I'm looking for. He's so
yeah.
great doing his storytelling, and I was like, if I would like to start a series, I will would try to create a story, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so
Settled.
hard for me.
Yeah, no, I understand. Settled is really good. But if you go look at some of his earlier stuff, it's not anywhere near the same quality of what he's making now. That's all just
Yeah,
practice and time and learning. And now I'm not trying to make you or push you into doing it, but I think doing a series in Portuguese is a really cool idea, because there's got to be a ton of people who do play, and there's not. I don't know. I mean, you know better than me, but is there anyone who is making a Portuguese series?
yeah. I saw like one or two, but none of them was like a chunk man. So it would
Yeah,
be like the first one probably.
yeah. I I think I vote you should do it, but that's just me.
I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, man, again, thank you for taking the time. I've had a lot of fun talking to you, getting to see your account and how things have been going. Um, but yeah, so I think we'll wrap this up here. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we close off?
Nah, just thank you for having me.
Of
I
course.
started playing this account because of your video, so I am really happy to talk to you. So
Yeah,
nice.
man. It's been great.